Yo, what's good everyone? This is Ayo Boxing from Adiba, and we're here to talk about the lack of promotion for Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. So this upcoming Saturday, Teofimo Lopez will challenge Josh Taylor for his WBO title in New York City, and this is a good fight. The interest in this matchup started in 2021 when Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion at 140 and Teofimo Lopez was a unified champion at lightweight, with some even saying that Teo was undisputed at lightweight due to the WBC franchise title. But both guys were pound for pound and at top of their games during that time. But several things occurred and the fight couldn't happen in 2021. But it's finally here, 2 years later, and due to the circumstances that both Teo and Taylor are in right now, the fight is more interesting in my opinion now rather than 2 years ago. I even got tickets to go see this fight live. But the one thing that I've noticed regarding this fight is the lack of promotion for this fight. And I find this weird because this is one of the best fights this year so far, especially with all the attention that boxing has been getting this year. Fights like Benavidez vs. Plant, Shakur Stevenson vs. Yoshino, Tank vs. Ryan, and Haney vs. Lomachenko were all promoted well before the fight date. The social media accounts of the networks and promotional companies were posting about those fights, boxing channels covered and talked about those fights, and the fighters would go on popular podcasts and TV shows to promote their fights. None of this has happened with Josh Taylor vs. Teofimo Lopez. Absolutely no promotion whatsoever. Top Rank only started to promote this fight in the last week, even though Teo and Taylor are big names on the Top Rank. The craziest thing to me about this is Top Rank never released a blood, sweat, and tears episode for this fight, but they released episodes for BC Ramirez vs. Isaac Dogbe. That's low-key disrespectful to Teo and Taylor. So the question is, why isn't Top Rank promoting this fight? And I think Top Rank is doing this on purpose because of Teo. Let me explain. Top Rank and Teofimo Lopez are not on good terms. It all started when Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko in 2020 and then tried to go behind Top Rank's back by getting a deal with Triller. The Triller deal fell apart and Teo ended up having to fight Kambosos on DAZN with Matchroom promoting the fight. Teo ended up losing to Kambosos, which meant Top Rank and ESPN lost 3 of the 4 belts at lightweight. And in a bid to keep those belts in-house, Top Rank had to offer George Kambosos and Devin Haney a huge and costly deal to keep those belts in-house. Because of that, Teo fell off favor with Top Rank and Bob Arum. Bob Arum would occasionally diss Teo openly, and Teo was getting less promotional attention. Then after the mediocre performance against Sandor Martin, Teo's stock hit a low. And with Teo dissing Top Rank, Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley, and the Black fighters signed to Top Rank, and also stating that this will be his last fight under Top Rank, Teo's stock hit an all-time low with Top Rank. Bob Arum probably dislikes Teo and sees him as a lost cause, so maybe that's why this fight isn't being promoted. And that's an easy conclusion to make, but I feel like it's more complicated than that in reality. I think Teo's star power has something to do with the lack of promotion as well. Because compared to his contemporaries like Haney, Tank, Ryan, Shakur, Teo seems to be the least popular one, despite having an exciting style and a personality. If you haven't noticed by now, boxers will usually go on a podcast like The Pivot, $1 Million Worth for Game, Complex, The Breakfast Club, and other podcasts to promote themselves and their upcoming fights. But like what I stated earlier, Teo has done none of this. Maybe he doesn't want to, or maybe those podcasts are not interested in interviewing him. We don't know, but that's indicative that Teo isn't as big as what we think. Additionally, I don't think Teo has gone viral or generated mass attention on social media ever since 2021. And when it comes to selling tickets, I don't think that Teo is a big draw. This fight with Taylor is in the Hulu Theater at MSG, not the main big room. In his last 3 fights, Teo has fought in the Hulu Theater twice and once at Resorts World in Las Vegas. And based on information that I've gathered, Resorts World isn't a big-time casino for fights. And based on what I've seen on Ticketmaster, this fight with Josh Taylor is not sold out. This is a clear indication that Teo is not a big draw in his adoptive home of New York City. Tank, Haney, Ryan, and Shakur have all sold out venues that are larger than Hulu Theater. And when it comes to Josh Taylor, I don't know how big he is in the UK, but it seems like he isn't a huge draw over there outside of Scotland. I could be wrong though, but he just doesn't seem that popular over there. So I doubt there's going to be a huge amount of UK and Scottish fans flying over to buy tickets. And if anyone from the UK is watching this, can you please let me know if they're promoting this fight over there? But due to the fact that Teo isn't a big draw, and the controversy surrounding Teo's name, Top Rank and Bob Arum probably don't want to spend the time and resources on promoting this fight, especially since Teo is fighting on his last fight on contract with Top Rank, and Josh Taylor is seen as the favorite. Regardless, I'm still going to this fight. I believe that this fight has the potential to be the fight of the year, or at least a candidate. Teo is an underdog and has something to prove with this fight. Winning will definitely rebound his career in the right track and can put him on a path to become a true superstar within boxing. Josh Taylor is looking to rebound after his lackluster performance against Jack Catterall. Winning this fight will reassert Taylor's dominance at 140 and his pound-for-pound status. A loss for either guy will definitely set them back, especially on Teofimo Lopez. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Madiba. Hit like and subscribe, and more content's coming your way.